30 seconds. That's all it took for me to close an $85,000 deal last Tuesday. Not 30 minutes. Not a 3-hour presentation. 30 seconds. And here's the part that'll blow your mind. The prospect thanked me for making it so easy. You've been lied to. The entire sales industry has convinced you that closing takes time, that you need to build rapport for 20 minutes, that you need to overcome objections with lengthy explanations, that you need to warm them up before you ask for the sale. Rubbish. All of it. The truth is, your prospect made their buying decision in the first 90 seconds of meeting you. Everything after that, you're either reinforcing that decision or talking yourself out of the sale. Today, I'm going to show you the exact framework I use to close deals in 30 seconds or less. The psychological triggers that make instant closes possible. And the 3 biggest mistakes that are costing you sales right now. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete system for closing faster than you ever thought possible. And your bank account is going to thank you for it. Let's dive in. First, let me destroy a myth that's been holding you back. You've been told that buyers need time, that rushing them is pushy, that you need to let them think about it. Wrong. Dead wrong. Here's what neuroscience tells us. The human brain makes purchasing decisions in 2.6 seconds. Not minutes. Seconds. Everything after that initial decision is rationalization. Your prospect's emotional brain has already decided yes or no before their logical brain catches up. Dr. Robert Cialdini's research at Arizona State University proved this. When people are presented with a clear, valuable offer, the decision happens almost instantaneously. The delay? That's not decision-making. That's fear, doubt, and overthinking creeping in. Think about your own buying behavior. When was the last time you bought something expensive? A car? A house? A premium service? You knew within minutes whether you wanted it, didn't you? Everything after that was just justifying the decision you'd already made emotionally. Now here's where most salespeople go wrong. They think their job is to give the prospect more time, more information, more options, more reasons to buy. But what actually happens? The prospect's logical brain kicks in. They start finding reasons to say no. They start comparing. They start doubting. They start telling themselves, maybe I should shop around. Every minute you add to the sales process decreases your close rate. Not increases it. Decreases it. A study by Gong.io analyzed over 500,000 sales calls. They found that calls under 5 minutes had a 73% higher close rate than calls over 30 minutes. Let that sink in. Shorter calls. Higher close rates. Why? Because when you close fast, you're working with the prospect's natural decision-making process, not against it. So if fast closes work better, why isn't everyone doing it? Because they don't have a system. They're winging it. They're relying on charisma or luck. But I'm about to give you a system. A repeatable, reliable framework that closes deals in 30 seconds flat. Here it is. The 30-second close framework. 4 steps. 30 seconds total. Devastatingly effective. I call it the SNAP method. State, name, ask, pause. Let me break down each component. Step 1. State the outcome, 5 seconds. You open by stating the exact outcome your prospect will get. Not features. Not process. Pure outcome. This will increase your revenue by £40,000 in the next 90 days. You'll have your entire marketing system automated by next Friday. Your team will be fully trained and productive within 48 hours. Notice what you're not doing. You're not asking how they're doing. You're not building small talk. You're not explaining your background. You're going straight to the value. Why? Because your prospect doesn't care about anything else. They care about results. Give them the result first. Step 2. Name the investment, 5 seconds. Immediately follow with the price. No hesitation. No apology. Pure confidence. The investment is £12,000. This will cost you $25,000. We're looking at £8,500 for the complete package. Most salespeople are terrified of this step. They think they need to earn the right to state the price. Nonsense. Confident people state their prices clearly and without shame. Here's the magic. When you state the outcome first, then the price, the prospect's brain immediately starts calculating ROI. You just told them they'll make £40,000 and it costs £12,000. That's a no-brainer. Step 3. Ask for the decision, 10 seconds. Now you ask one simple, direct question that forces a decision. Does that work for you? Are you ready to get started? Should we move forward? Not, what do you think? Not, do you have any questions? Those are weak, vague questions that invite hesitation. You want a yes or no question that assumes the sale and asks for confirmation. Step 4. Pause and stay silent 10 seconds. This is the hardest step. After you ask, you shut up. Completely. Don't explain. Don't justify. Don't fill the silence with nervous chatter. Just wait. The first person who speaks loses. If you speak, you're giving them an escape route. If they speak, they're either saying yes or revealing their real objection. Let me show you how this sounds in real life. Mr. Johnson, this system will save your company £75,000 annually in operational costs. The investment is £18,000. Does that work for you? That's it. 15 seconds of speaking. 15 seconds of silence. 30 seconds total. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way it's that simple. What about objections? What about questions? What about building trust? Here's the truth. If you've done your qualification right, if you're talking to the right prospect, if your offer delivers clear value, this works. Every single time. The objections come when you've failed earlier in the process. You're either talking to the wrong person, offering the wrong solution, or you haven't built enough value before the close. But when everything is aligned, 30 seconds. Now let me tell you the 3 mistakes that are sabotaging your closes. These are the things that prevent the 30-second close from working. Mistake number 1, over-explaining. This is the number 1 killer of sales. You make your offer, and then you keep talking. You explain every feature. You justify the price. You give them the entire history of your company. And with every word, you're creating doubt. I once watched a rep close a £50,000 deal, and then spend 5 more minutes explaining why it was such a great deal. By minute 3, the prospect said, "You know what, let me think about it." The sale was closed, and he talked himself out of it. Here's the rule. Once you've made your offer and asked for the decision, stop talking. If they say yes, take the payment and move on. Don't convince them further. They're already convinced. Mistake number 2, apologetic pricing. The second you hesitate, qualify, or apologize for your price, you've told the prospect it's too high. So the investment is, it's £15,000, which I know might seem high, but when you consider everything you're getting. No. Stop it. The investment is £15,000. Are you ready to move forward? Own your price. If you don't believe it's worth it, neither will they. I've closed 6-figure deals by stating the price with absolute confidence and zero justification. Because I know the value I deliver is worth multiples of what I'm charging. Mistake number 3, asking permission to close. This one's subtle but deadly. Salespeople say things like, "So, if you're ready, we could maybe start the paperwork. Would you be interested in moving forward at some point?" These are not closes. These are requests for permission. And when you ask permission, you're putting the prospect in a position of power where saying no is easy. Instead, let's get you started. I'll send over the contract now. You're not asking. You're assuming the sale and moving forward with confidence. I learned this the hard way early in my career. I was on a call with a prospect who was perfect for our service. I did everything right. I presented the value. I stated the price. And then I said, "So what do you think? Should we maybe consider moving forward?" She said, "Let me think about it and get back to you." She never did. A week later, I called her back. I said, "I'm sending the contract over now. We'll get you started on Monday." She said, "Perfect." Same prospect. Same offer. Different close. The first time I asked permission. The second time I assumed the sale. All right, quick interruption. If you're getting massive value from this, and you want to master the art of closing deals fast, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell. I release new videos every week on sales strategies that actually work in the real world. No theory. No fluff. Just techniques that will put more money in your pocket. Seriously, subscribe now. Don't be that person who watches, gets value, and forgets to subscribe. Do it right now. All right, let's keep going. Now that you've got the foundation, let me give you 3 advanced techniques that make the 30-second close even more powerful. Technique number 1, the assumptive pre-close. This is where you close before you close. Throughout your conversation, you use assumptive language that presupposes they're buying. When we implement this next week, after you're on board, Once your team is using the system, notice the language. Not if but when. Not should you decide, but after you're on board. By the time you get to the actual close, you've already closed them psychologically 5 times. The final ask is just a formality. Technique number 2, the binary choice close. Instead of asking yes or no, you give them 2 yes. Do you want to start on Monday or Wednesday? Should we process the payment today or tomorrow? Do you prefer the quarterly plan or the annual plan? Both options assume the sale. They're just choosing how it happens, not whether it happens. This works brilliantly with decision-fatigued prospects. You're making it easy by narrowing their options. This is where you subtly introduce what happens if they don't act now. We've got 2 spots left this month. After that, we're fully booked until March. The current pricing is available until Friday. After that, it increases by 20%. If we don't start by next week, you'll miss the Q4 revenue opportunity. You're not being manipulative. You're being honest about consequences. Scarcity and urgency are real motivators when they're genuine. Now watch what happens when you combine all 3 techniques. Sarah, based on what you've told me, this will add £60,000 to your bottom line this quarter. The investment is £15,000. Now we have 2 spots available this month. After that, we're booked until February and you'll miss your Q4 window. Should we get you started this week or next? Assumptive language. Get you started. Binary choice. This week or next. Consequence. Miss your Q4 window. Total time, 20 seconds. And notice, you never asked if they wanted it. You assumed they did and just asked when. I used this exact approach last month with a manufacturing company. The owner was hesitant, analytical, slow to decide. I could feel him wanting to drag this out for weeks. So I said, John, this system will reduce your waste by 35%, which is roughly £120,000 annually. The investment is £28,000. We can install it this month or early January, which works better for your production schedule. He said, this month. Let's do it. 23 seconds. £28,000 closed. Now, let's address what happens when you use the 30-second close and they don't immediately say yes. They object. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my partner. That's too expensive. Here's how you handle objections in under 30 seconds. The isolation technique. When they object, you isolate it immediately. Prospect. I need to think about it. You. Of course. What specifically do you need to think about? Prospect. It's a bit expensive. You. I understand. Apart from the investment, is there anything else stopping you from moving forward? What you're doing is isolating the real objection. Because 90% of the time, I need to think about it isn't the real issue. They're hiding something. Once you isolate it, you address it directly and immediately reclose. So if we can solve the budget concern, you're ready to move forward today? If they say yes, solve it and close. If they say no, there's another objection. Keep isolating. The reframe technique. Sometimes the objection is valid, but it's a perspective problem. Prospect. £20,000 is a lot of money. You. It is. That's £1,666 per month. You're currently losing £8,000 per month in inefficiency. So you're essentially spending £6,334 per month to avoid investing £1,666. Does that make sense? You've reframed the objection. It's not about what they're spending. It's about what they're losing by not spending. The trial close after objection. After you've addressed the objection, you immediately reclose. Don't wait. Don't ask if that makes sense. Just close again. Great. So now that we've addressed that, let's get you started. I'll send the agreement over in the next hour. Here's what you need to understand. Objections are not rejections. They're requests for more information or reassurance. Handle them quickly, confidently, and always reclose immediately after. Before we wrap up, listen carefully. If you're serious about closing more deals and making more money, you cannot afford to miss the content on this channel. Every single week, I'm breaking down the exact strategies I use to close 6- and 7-figure deals. Subscribe right now. Hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. This isn't just content. This is your competitive advantage. Do it now. Your future self will thank you. Here's the bottom line. Closing in 30 seconds isn't about being pushy. It's about being confident, clear, and respectful of your prospect's time. So here's what I want you to do. On your very next sales call, use the SNAP method. State the outcome. Name the investment. Ask for the decision. Pause. 30 seconds. That's all it takes. And then come back to this video and tell me in the comments how it went. I read every single one. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it valuable. Share it with your sales team. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Now go out there and close some deals. Fast.